This is Jack Chandler. I got a message. Harrington called me.
One moment, please.
Yes.
Jack Chandler on the line, Mr. Harrington.
Chandler,
Yes, Mr. Harrington?
do you have a strong back?
Sure.
I didn't expect you to say no.
It's the truth, Mr. Harrington. Any kind of manual labor.
Well, I don't know how permanent it'll be, but if you want to work, report to the loading dock in the morning.
I sure do appreciate your helping me out, Mr. Harrington. I don't mind telling you. I didn't know what I was going to do if you turned me down.
One thing more, Chandler. I don't want you phoning me, and I don't want you dropping in here. You understand?
You're the boss. Excuse me.
What'll it be? Well,
You don't remember me, huh?
sorry.
I've gotten a little ugly, but I don't think I've changed that much. It's been a long time. But don't you remember? You used to bring Eddie and me beer and sandwiches in the back. Eddie was always cooking up some kind of a deal or other. You remember, don't you, Ada?
What are you selling, mister?
I'm not selling anything. I'm buying a beer. You turn this into a real nice place. Looks very homey and friendly. Eddie'd be real pleased with what you've done. The name's Jack.
I know. Jack Forrest.
Well, I changed my last name. I'm Jack Chandler now, Ada. I turned over a new leaf years ago.
What do you want?
Nothing. You ever hear from Eddie?
No, and I don't want to. Ever.
That's right. He just up and walked out on you, didn't he? Eddie was a funny guy. A fool, if you ask me.
That'll be 25 cents, Mr. Chandler.
You never were partial to Eddie's friends, were you?
I'm still not.
I did hear that you and Eddie had a baby girl, didn't you?
You looking for a handout? Is that what you want?
No. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for one of those sandwiches you used to make.
I don't serve sandwiches anymore.
Oh, that's too bad. They sure were good. Hey, you ever hear from the guys anymore?
No, I'm rid of Eddie and his friends. Look, I'm very particular about who I let in here. Any trouble, and out you go for good.
You won't have any trouble with me. I'm just glad that after all these years, this place is still here, and you're still here. All I'm looking for is a place to come to have a beer, a little friendship. Oh, come on, Ada. You're practically the only friend I got around here.
All there is for you here is beer.
You'll get a kick out of this. You remember Leslie Harrington? That hard-nosed, cagey kind of guy who used to run the mill in the old days? Well, the same guy runs the mill today. You probably know that. You know who I mean. For a while, we used to meet in the back. Eddie got us together. Anyway, today, just a few minutes before I got here, this same Leslie Harrington gave me a job in the mill. It's a funny thing. 20 years ago, we were talking over a job, and today I got a job with him.
Congratulations.
Well, I best be going. Real good to see you, Ada. I'll see you again soon.
Dad?
Almost finished.
I've got to get a paper out.
In a minute, in just a doggone minute.
Come on, I mean it, Dad. We can do that busy work later.
This is not busy work. I'm not going to pay for merchandise I didn't even get.
Well, that can wait, but this can't. Don't you understand that?
Phooey, phooey, phooey.
Here, Dad, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. It's all right. I'm sorry. I do have to get out of paper, but I'm sorry I was so abrupt. I don't know, this business with Rachel has got me all upset.
Rachel?
Yeah.
What happened?
Nothing's happened at all. It's just... I just don't trust her, that's all. No, I know. You and Connie think that she's just a sweet, charming, innocent little girl.
I think she's a darn nice girl that deserves tender, loving care.
Well, I'd like to treat her that way, and I'd like to be able to feel honest about treating her that way. You know what I mean? I mean, look, sit down a minute. Like this morning, I came down to breakfast, and Connie asked me what I'd been dreaming about, the roll and toss so last night. Well, I'd been rolling and tossing all right, all night long, and I was thinking about Rachel, but I couldn't say anything about it because Rachel was sitting there at the breakfast table. So you know what I did? I just invented a dream right there on the spot, a nightmare, and I started to tell this whole silly little thing. Got halfway through it, and I started to hate myself for living this lie I'm living. I mean, Rachel is living in our house. She's sleeping in Allison's room. She's looking after our baby. Don't you think that I'd prefer not to doubt her, not to be suspicious of her?
What in the world is there about that lovely girl that can possibly make you suspicious of her?
I have a feeling, Dad. It's just call it a hunch, if you like, but I think she's withholding information about Allison.
A hunch? Do you mean to say that there's all this to-do just because you had a hunch?
Well, if I thought it was more than a hunch, I'd be doing something about it instead of just talking.
Elliot, what is the matter with you?
I just don't believe that a girl with her background can adjust as quickly as Rachel has.
And what's that supposed to mean?
I think she's putting on an act, and a darn good one, too, so that everybody will stop asking her questions about Allison.
I didn't know that you were such a doubting, suspicious man.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. But you asked, remember?
Yes, I asked. You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you what I think. I think Rachel's a wonderful girl, honest and straightforward. And I think it's a shame that you can't accept and love her the way she accepts and loves you.
Hello.
Hi. I went to an attorney. He filed divorce papers for me. I'm free now, Rod.
You mean a year from now?
No, I mean I'm free now.
Technically. Well, I suppose you'll be leaving town.
No.
It's none of my business.
Well, look, Rod, I know what you mean, but, well, when I married Lee, I always did what he wanted me to do, mostly because I was afraid of him. But now I'm going to be able to do what I want to do.
Well, I guess that means something or other.
It means a lot to me.
Okay, Sandy.
What are you afraid of, Rod? Lee?
Well, he's awfully big and strong.
And you're afraid of him?
I didn't say that.
Well, what did you say?
I said I'm awfully busy, Sandy. You'll have to excuse me.
Well, you said it like a little gentleman.
Well, me, gently reared.
Well, I wasn't. Look, Rod, you don't understand. If it weren't for you, I would be on the next bus out of here going anywhere and nowhere. You know, anywhere and nowhere, that two little towns out west. Look, I'm sorry, but I can't help it.
I don't know what you want me to say to you, Sandy.
Well, you could say you're flattered.
I am flattered. I mean it. That's as far as it goes.
Well, it's a beginning.
Well, let's leave it right there, all right?
I guess I should feel embarrassed.
Why? You're a very...
Attractive?
You know it.
Yes, but I throw myself at you and you duck like some kind of a reflex or something. Where did you learn to do that? In high school when all the girls were after Golden Boy?
That's what Lee calls me, you know. Golden Boy.
Don't you like it? Because I mean it differently than Lee does.
It sounds the same.
Because you're afraid.
Well, back to that, huh?
Right where we started.
Sandy, I don't want any commitments. It's that simple. Now, I left my grandfather's house because I don't want him involved in my life anymore. I don't work with my father at the mill because I don't want to be involved with him either. I want to be free. I don't want to be committed to anybody. That's all I want.
Well?
Well,
Well, what's the problem between you and me?
if you and I were to start seeing each other, we would owe each other a responsibility. Well, I'm fresh out of responsibility. I don't want to be tied down to anyone.
Well, I'll buy that.
No, don't buy it. It's a bad deal for you.
Rod, I understand what you mean. No strings, right? But don't try to sell me on the idea that it would be a bad deal for me.
I shouldn't have to try and sell you. It should be obvious.
Well, let me judge that. Look, I understand what you mean, and I won't demand anything from you, ever. I promise you that. My entire life has been nothing but one bad deal after another.
No, it won't work. It can't work.
Only if you don't want it to. Mr. Harrington, don't you understand? Well, could you, smile at me or something so I don't feel so embarrassed? Good, thanks. Well, I won't bother you anymore. The rest is up to you.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
And never attempt to substitute sarcasm for self-assurance. Once the creature cries oink, the whole world knows its origins.
Well, I'm afraid mine are already well advertised, Grandfather.
Now, I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you have anything you'd like to talk to me about?
You always swing the door open like that?
I had a feeling it would be you.
Go get your coat.
Where are we going?
Anywhere you like.